The story of Kullervo in Warframe is one shrouded in treachery and of course stained in blood. Now, not to be mistaken with the Finnish epic The Kalevala, which depicts Kullervo's life as one mired in tragedy, one of raw power, terrible vengeance and of course heartbreaking solitude. If anything, the addition of Kullervo into Warframe has allowed me to discover the Kalevala, which I think I have Helen from DE to thank for. It would be something I'd love to make a video on its own separately, but it wouldn't be Warframe related, just mythology, so let me know in the comment section if that's something you'd be interested in. Now, in the expanse of Warframe's universe, and of course its lore, Kullervo's ambitions manifested in the brutal act of taking an Orokin life, which he did in a bid to earn favour with an all-powerful executor, which we think is Ballas. But Kullervo made a grave miscalculation, and in doing so, this earned him his first criminal indictment, murderer.
You, Kullervo, thought an executor's favour was a thing to be stolen and worn. You spilled precious Orokin blood before seeking the executor out for approval. Hated Kullervo, did you truly believe he could love you? You are forevermore a low murderer.
Now, the warden above his 7 cells in Deviri is Kullervo's guilt, the conceptual embodiment of Ballas, complete with a voice, and he is of course the executor that Kullervo fixated on throughout his story. Now, amid the maelstrom that was the Old War, as the Orokin set their sights on annihilating defective, demented proto-Warframes, as they called them, Kullervo's brothers and sisters, Kullervo stood by unmoving and didn't help the Orokin. Early proto-frames, we know, were tormented amalgamations of infested flesh and Orokin tech, eventually given purpose and direction by the Tenno, but Kullervo's inaction in this moment earned him his second crime, cowardice.
You witnessed the slaughter as the Orokin eradicated your defective, demented brothers and sisters, and did nothing to aid them, choosing to tremble in your cowardly seclusion. A traitor twice over. Kullervo, bloody-handed, I charge you with cowardice.
Kullervo was now being hunted, which was probably not the best time to go after the only motherly figure he had in his convoluted existence, Archimedean Eniki, and as a result, the executors, in their infinite wisdom, dispatched an elite squad of Dax units to apprehend Kullervo. But by fate's cruel twist, Kullervo resisting arrest and the violence that then ensued, this led to Kullervo inadvertently killing Eniki, his mother, which earned him his third charge of flight from just custody.
The Archimedean Eniki, your mother, lived. And you, like the vermin you are, scurried after her. In butchering the Dax, whom the executors charged with taking you into just custody, you laughably managed to kill the very woman you came to rescue. The third charge. Flight from just custody.
As time went on and the Tenno then emerged from their long-forgotten Zaramon ship dripping with new powers, Kullervo sensed a shifting of the tides and decided to launch attacks on the nerve centers of the Orokin Empire. Sanctified labs, homes, seats of power, anarchy on Kullervo's behalf as a way to weaken the Orokin Empire further, or simply revenge for his treatment, we don't know. This earned Kullervo with his fourth charge of treason.
Upon the arrival of the wretched Tenno, you struck. Out of what? A desire for redemption? You thought to strike the Orokin where it hurt. Their laboratories, their edifices of government, their homes. To distract, to buy time. Idiot. You are charged with treason.
So with the dawn of the new generation of Warframes, and of course the power that they brought with them, Kullervo seen a chance. He began to whisper insidious and unseen, twisting these Tenno and these Warframes against the Orokin Empire and laying the foundation for an eventual rebellion. For this, Kullervo was charged with espionage.
You saw the new generation of your kind, and the Tenno whose deviltry blent with theirs. And you began to whisper corruption into their ears, weave dark thoughts through the coils of their minds, incepting, as is your wont, chaos and disaster. You are charged with espionage.
With the crescendo of the old war coming to a head, all of Kullervo's plans finally bore fruit when the echoes of the old war faded and the night of the Naga drums played its haunting melody. Kullervo's intricate web of deceit began to ensnare the heart of the very Orokin Empire. The Tenno drew their blades and the Orokin Empire fell to ruin. While Kullervo wasn't singularly responsible for this, he did play his part, and as a result, he was then charged with a second count of treason.
The night of the Naga drums. Your incepted chaos bloomed, and the beautiful gilded empire fell. Were you entirely responsible? Of course not. You are, after all, a fool. But one need not be entirely responsible for the murder of an empire to be punished for their role in it. And punished you shall be, for a second count of treason.
Now, with the remnants of the Orokin Empire now scattered across the Origin system and in ruin, Destiny drew Kullervo closer to the one that he loathed the most, a figure within the Orokin 7. With this, he seen a chance to end the reign of this executor, the one Kullervo had initially tried to win favour with, the one who charged him with his very first crime of murder, Ballas. But his attempt was a failure, and as a result, he was charged with the gravest of crimes, regicide. Now, also as a result, the jail cell in Duviri is caved in to signify this failure on Kullervo's behalf.
As the Empire burned, you found the one executor you coveted and despised most. You presumed to raise your foul hand against him, one of the 7. But he did not die so readily as you had hoped. Thus, I lay upon your wretched head your ultimate crime, attempted regicide, and with it your punishment and the executor's eternal vengeance.
Now, Acrithis does mention Kullervo falling to Duviri encased in a blazing sphere and forging the island now known as Kullervo's Hold. 7 cells, each a testament to his sins, and where he was imprisoned, with the last cell symbolising the attempted regicide, which of course is hauntingly shattered. Now, the Warden, of course, is a looming spectre of Kullervo's remorse or his guilt, which wears the voice and the visage of his most relentless adversary, suggesting a kind of manifestation of Ballas, the very Orokin executor who penned Kullervo's litany of crimes and of course bore the scars of his final failed coup. But there are a few things that I would love to know more about. Kullervo sounds like he is a proto-frame, an original dating back to before the time of the Tenno when they could control them, when Warframes, like in Rhino Prime's lore segment, were more bestial and could eat other humans, or maybe I'm picking it up wrong, maybe he isn't a proto-frame. Also, in the end, while Kullervo ultimately failed to kill Ballas, we know from other lore entries like the Yuvan Thera and Orden Karis that Red Kuva allowed the Orokin to cheat death and transfer their minds to a younger body. So maybe he did succeed in killing Ballas's body, but in doing so, Ballas just body swapped. So it is very, very interesting. And like I said, Kullervo's lore segment right now is one of the more interesting in the game, especially since it has kind of linked me toward the Kale Vala. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of Kullervo's lore? What do you think of his story? Have a great day, have a great week, and as always, thanks for watching.